Welcome back to the show. Again, we have on the show today, we have Dave Stevens and Casey McKay from Pressbox. Now, this is part two, obviously, because we have so much to talk about in part one. We didn't even get to Sunday's Super Bowl. We barely touched on the Leafs. So, Casey, like I was saying before the break, we were saying how the Leafs won 6-5, and they were able to spread it around to all three lines. So give us your take on, because I think they said yesterday was the first day maybe since the start of the season where they've had a full lineup. So give us your take on how much power they have in their vision of the future.
Yeah, I think now that they have a full lineup, I think they're going to be a great team, and I really think their playoff push is really going to come ahead, and I think they could really be in contention. With no fans in Toronto right now, I think it's difficult for them to carry stamina and power, but I think once we get fans back in the building, I think there's going to be nothing to worry about.
Yeah, Dave, that was crazy watching the game in St. Louis last night. The whole packed stadium. Packed stadium. No one's got masks on. The kids did. I saw the kids. I think the kids were doing the anthem. They had the mask on, but nobody else in the stadium had masks on. And I'm just thinking, I mean, that's great. Is it great? Like, I don't like who knows? Like, I mean, good for them, I guess. I hopefully nobody gets sick, but up here in Toronto, like Casey said, we're an empty stadium.
Yeah, you guys in Canada have taken it to the extreme, but I think you've done a great job up there as well. So, it's just political in certain aspects, and but that could be a whole different today's show.
So give us before we go to the NFL, Dave, give us your United States who's gonna go on your side? Who do you think, hockey wise?
I don't know. I mean, there's so much parity. Florida looked great for a while. Tampa, you can't throw them out. I think there's some disappointment that the Kraken didn't come into the league and perform like Vegas did, because that was the most unprecedented sports story ever, getting the Stanley Cup and losing. But I don't know. I mean, Minnesota got okay for a while. You want to see a Canadian team win this thing again. I have to say that, just because living here all my life and watching Montreal and Quebec and all these teams, it's your game. So we should give it back to you this year, and hopefully you guys can, Toronto or Montreal, somebody come up with a cup.
Well, I'm kind of like Ric Flair. So in order to be the champ, you got to beat the champ. And right now the champ is Tampa Bay. And you know what? They lost their whole third line to expansion, and they're still number one in the league. So John Cooper, and remember, they still have Steven Stamkos, and like the guy's had serious injuries, but he is back. And with Kucherov, like I wouldn't count them out, And I have to talk about the Leafs a little bit because, I bleed blue like us all do here in Toronto, die hard, but I'm a critic, I'm a hockey fan. I'm not a homer 100%. If they do bad, I point it out. And I just have a feeling, Casey, I like your opinion on this, that when the Leafs go up against the big guns like Colorado, Tampa, the big guns, they just come up short when it's on the line. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, and that's why I think, Jay, we can never get past the first round. I think the first round is the most terrible time for us. And I think that if we keep facing a Tampa, Colorado, I have hope, but it's like, how long can you keep hope as a Leaf fan?
Yeah, like really, like I'm saying, like if we meet Boston in the first round again, like, oh my goodness, like I mean, I'm voting for them, but it's like, oh, really? Okay, so actually, let's take a quick break, and let's come back and let's talk today's football, and then let's talk Super Bowl. So stay tuned. You're watching the Today Show. We have the Press Box guys, Dave Stevens and Casey McKay on. We'll be right back.